Ha! Look at them, all the effort, all the scheming, every angle calculated, every whisper coordinated, every move rehearsed to perfection. And for what? For the illusion that they could trap you. They thought they could predict you, map you, control you. They believed you were small, compliant, understandable. They believed in a version of you that no longer exists. And that's the mistake that's going to haunt them forever. Because you didn't just slip away from the corner they built. You didn't just avoid their plan. You obliterated the entire premise by evolving beyond it before it ever touched you. They studied you like an experiment, each movement catalogued, each reaction noted, every weakness recorded. They convinced themselves they were clever, thinking their precision would guarantee your downfall. They didn't see the pattern of their own fragility mirrored in their strategy. They didn't see that every ounce of effort they invested to trap you only highlighted their obsession with controlling what they could never dominate. They didn't see that while they were building a cage, you were already walking out of the framework of their reality entirely. And oh, the irony is exquisite. They worked tirelessly to corner you, believing in their own brilliance, and the very brilliance they worshipped blinded them to the truth. You were never their prey. You were the predator in the room they thought they owned. Every plan they crafted was an audition for their own exposure. Every alliance they formed was a mirror reflecting their own fear. Every smile they used as camouflage was a confession of insecurity they didn't recognize. Here's what they missed. Dominance isn't about fighting every battle. Dominance isn't about proving yourself in their arena. Dominance is about erasing yourself from the battlefield they assume exists. It's about showing up in their minds without being there in reality. It's about existing on a plane where their weapons, their manipulations, their schemes, their social engineering bounce off like pebbles against steel. They built a theater of control, a stage designed to break you publicly and irreversibly. They positioned witnesses. They whispered promises of victory. They rehearsed the narrative with the pride of gods orchestrating fate. And then on the day of reckoning, they found an empty stage. No reaction, no fear, no collapse. Just the ghost of someone who had left the room weeks, months, even years before. Because you understand something they never will. Power isn't demonstrated, it's inherent. You don't need to argue. You don't need to justify. You don't need to engage in the performance of dominance they so desperately crave to witness. You exist as the consequence of their own miscalculation, and that existence is lethal. Think about it. Every manipulation, every calculated attack, every perfect setup they built, it's all a monument to their desperation, and in their desperate efforts to control you, they revealed themselves. Every strategy betrayed insecurity. Every plan screamed fear. Every coordinated attack broadcasted weakness. They were so busy orchestrating your destruction that they forgot to defend against their own exposure. While they were obsessed with the idea of defeating you, you were constructing a fortress of irrelevance to them. You weren't hiding, you weren't avoiding, you were ascending. And every layer of your growth was a blade slicing through the confidence they held as armor. Their plans were designed for someone else, someone predictable, someone malleable, someone dependent. Not you. And this is where it becomes exquisite, savage. Their panic doesn't come from their failure. It comes from their inability to comprehend it. They can't figure out what happened. They can't find a reason. They can't reconcile the effort they invested with the absence of results. Every calculation they made is meaningless against someone who refuses to exist according to their rules. And watching them unravel mentally, quietly, internally, while you remain untouched, that is the most brutal, surgical victory of all. You didn't fight. You didn't lash out. You didn't justify yourself. You simply became someone their entire plan wasn't designed to handle. And now every effort they make, every attempt to corner you again, every whisper of strategy falls into irrelevance. Their obsession is futile because they no longer operate on your frequency. Their maps, their scripts, their calculations, nothing aligns with the trajectory you've already taken. Let's dissect the psychology of it. People who corner others are often the most insecure. They overcompensate with plans, alliances, and performances because they fear confrontation. They fear exposure. They fear losing. And because they cannot bear to face their own inadequacy, they project that need for control onto the world. You see this, you dissect it, and instead of reacting in fear or anger, you observe and evolve. The quietest power is the most destructive. A hurricane announces itself. A predator stalks silently until the kill is inevitable. And make no mistake, their panic now is invisible to the world, but it's real. Every interaction is a mirror reflecting their own failed predictions. Every attempt to provoke you exposes their continued irrelevance. Every whisper of conspiracy against you only cements their weakness because you've already removed yourself from their domain entirely. They're screaming into a void of your absence, while you construct your empire in dimensions they can't access. This is where most people fail to understand the magnitude of what's happening. They think absence is passive. They think ignoring their efforts is simple. They think not reacting is inaction. They are wrong. Absence in this context is offensive. Absence is a weapon. Absence is control without exertion. Every day you remain unaffected, every day you refuse to validate their schemes, is another day they collapse under the weight of their own overestimation. You've become untouchable, not by force, but by comprehension. You've dissected the system, identified the weak points, and removed yourself entirely from the battlefield they assumed existed. Their cage was never too small for you. It was too rigid for a mind like yours. Their walls were never high enough to trap you. They were made of the wrong material, and now they face the most humiliating truth imaginable. The effort they worshipped, the brilliance they bragged about, the traps they built, were all irrelevant because you evolved beyond their reach. And the beauty is, it's all quiet. It doesn't scream. It doesn't boast. It doesn't demand acknowledgement. It simply exists, a living testament to their error. Every misstep they make now, every attempt to salvage control, only highlights their inadequacy. Every ally they whisper to, every audience they try to sway, sees the cracks in their authority because you've already rewritten the rules. You've torn the mask off the mastermind, not by confrontation, not by exposure, but by transcendence. You've forced them to face a reality they cannot process, that you are operating on a plane of dominance they cannot reach. And the fear they feel, the quiet, gnawing, destabilizing fear, is more effective than any battle you could fight. It is proof of control so complete that you never lifted a hand. It is proof that mastery isn't about movement, but about the space you occupy, the presence you carry, the untouchable power that radiates without declaration. And now, as their confusion turns into obsession, as their strategies become frantic attempts to catch up, you prepare for the next stage. Not retaliation, not reaction, not explanation, but expansion. Growth that renders their attacks obsolete. Evolution that makes their designs meaningless. dominance that transforms their confidence into chaos. You are no longer part of their game. You are the reason their game fails. You are the invisible force that erases their relevance while building your own universe. Because here's the truth they never saw coming. The moment you stopped defending, you started advancing. The moment you stopped explaining, you started evolving. And the moment you stopped seeking their approval, you unlocked a version of yourself that terrifies them more than anything they could have planned. They were comfortable when you were predictable. They were confident when you stayed where they placed you. But this new expansion, this rapid, uncontrollable rise, it turns their confidence into tremors. It turns their boldness into rehearsed panic. And deep inside, they finally realize that whatever control they thought they had over your story was nothing more than a fantasy collapsing under its own weight. Because now you operate differently. You move differently. You decide differently. You no longer react to the noise. They react to the quiet shift in your energy. You no longer adjust yourself to fit into their expectations. They scramble to adjust to the pressure of your growth. And every new layer of confidence you adopt, every new boundary you reinforce, every new direction you take, becomes a mirror that exposes their limitations. They don't hate your rise. They fear what your rise says about them. They fear what your clarity reveals about their intentions. They fear what your composure exposes about their weakness. And as they watch you expand into spaces they never imagined you'd enter, something begins to crack inside them. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you did everything right without needing their validation. They spent so long trying to confine you. They spent so long trying to make you doubt your choices. They spent so long trying to keep you in a position where they felt superior. But now they're forced to confront the fact that all the time they invested in trying to shrink, you only made you sharper, hungrier, and more unshakable. You didn't fit into their design because you weren't meant to. And now they're left staring at the consequences of underestimating someone who was never operating on their level. This expansion you've stepped into isn't loud. It isn't messy. It isn't theatrical. It's strategic. It's intentional. It's rooted in an inner clarity they cannot manufacture, no matter how hard they try. You're no longer trying to prove anything. You're simply becoming the person you were meant to be, while they drown in their attempts to keep up with a version of you that no longer exists. And every time you step into a new elevation, their discomfort grows. Because your growth is the one thing they cannot influence, predict, or stop. You've become the one variable they didn't prepare for, the one shift they didn't see coming, the one transformation they didn't calculate. They spent so much energy building an illusion of control that they never prepared for the moment you would outgrow the frame they placed around you. And now that you've broken out of it, they can't comprehend how to deal with you, because their strategies were only effective when you were operating from a place of limitation. Now that you've tasted real power, the kind that comes from self-awareness, discipline, and emotional autonomy, their influence has no grip. Their tactics have no effect. Their narratives have no weight. Because what can they possibly do to someone who no longer needs their approval? What can they take from someone who already rebuilt themselves from the inside out? What can they manipulate in someone who has become fluent in reading intentions before words are even spoken? That's the part they can't handle. Not your rise, not your glow, not your progress, but the fact that you now see through everything their motives, their insecurities, their disguises, their attempts to mask fear as confidence, envy as advice, insecurity as guidance. You see right through it, and instead of confronting it, you detach. Instead of arguing, you observe. Instead of participating, you rise. And that calm separation destroys them more than any fight ever could. Because detachment is power they cannot touch. Awareness is strength they cannot handle. And growth is momentum they cannot replicate. They expected conflict. They expected chaos. They expected you to break down in frustration. What they didn't expect was your decision to upgrade, to refine yourself, to become someone so internally powerful that their existence doesn't influence your emotional landscape anymore. That is where the real dominance begins. When you no longer fight people, you simply outgrow them. When you no longer respond to manipulations, you erase their significance by refusing to play along. When you no longer take the bait, they suffocate in the emptiness of their own strategies. They wanted you stressed, reactive, defensive. What they received instead was your emotional evolution, your strategic expansion, and your new ability to operate from a world where they no longer exist as obstacles. And the more you expand, the more they realize how little they mattered in the long run. Their attempts to block you become irrelevant. Their attempts to influence you become transparent. Their attempts to limit you become almost comedic in hindsight. Because now you see how small their strategies were compared to the scale of what you're stepping into. They were building walls while you were building wings. They were plotting constraints while you were unlocking versions of yourself they never even considered possible. And now that you're rising, they're left confronting a truth that hurts more than anything else. You didn't just escape their constraints. You outgrew the entire mindset that made you vulnerable to them in the first place. And that is why they spiral. That is why they scramble. That is why they study your every movement with a mix of awe and resentment. You've become unpredictable in the most powerful way, not because you're chaotic, but because you're aligned. You don't move from fear. You don't respond from insecurity. You don't act from desperation. You move from purpose. You act from conviction. You decide from clarity. And people who operate from manipulation cannot compete with someone who now navigates life from pure internal strength. Your expansion exposes everything they wanted to keep hidden. Their jealousy, their sensitivity, their desperation, their inability to evolve. Every new chapter you enter forces them to confront the chapters they never grew past. Every breakthrough you make reminds them of the stagnation they've been denying. Every time you succeed without their approval, their fear tightens around them like a grip they can't escape. Because now they're forced to watch you rise without having any influence over the trajectory. They can't shape it. They can't predict it. They can't interrupt it. And the more visible your growth becomes, the more invisible they feel. The more stable you become, the more unstable they become. The more grounded you are, the more scattered they get, trying to figure out how you pulled away so far, so fast, without warning, without hesitation, without giving them a chance to react. That's the part that hits them the hardest. You didn't leave a trail for them to follow. You didn't leave clues for them to decode. You didn't leave cracks in your armor for them to exploit. You simply rose, cleanly, strategically, quietly. And now they're confronting a truth too sharp to swallow. Your growth was not an accident. It was deliberate. It was disciplined. It was inevitable the moment you stopped looking outward and turned your attention inward. And now that you've expanded beyond their reach, they're left wondering what you'll become next, what new heights you'll reach, what new layers of confidence you'll uncover, what new level of dominance you'll access. Because it's not your current strength that scares them. It's the fact that you're still evolving. It's the fact that you haven't even reached your true potential yet. It's the fact that every time they think they've finally understood you, you shift into another level they didn't expect. And now the narrative has flipped again, not because you forced it, but because you outgrew the version of yourself they could manipulate. Once you expand, there is no shrinking back. Once you evolve, there is no unlearning. Once you taste the power of clarity, there is no returning to confusion. You've stepped into a version of yourself that doesn't negotiate with insecurity. You've stepped into a mindset that doesn't depend on external approval. You've stepped into a future that doesn't require their presence, their permission, or their validation. And as this expansion accelerates, a new realization hits you. Your rise isn't just changing how they see you. It's changing how you see them. Their power wasn't real. Their superiority wasn't real. Their control wasn't real. It was all framed by your old willingness to shrink yourself to maintain peace, maintain relationships, maintain harmony, maintain the illusion that everything was fine. But once you stopped pretending, their influence shattered like glass under pressure. They're not the threat they once appeared to be. They're not the giants they portrayed themselves as. They're not the masterminds they believed they were. They're just individuals who relied on your old uncertainty to feel relevant. And now that uncertainty is gone. Now that the old version of you has dissolved, their presence no longer holds the weight it once did. You see them clearly now, not as enemies, but as small characters in a chapter you've already outgrown. This is why expansion is their punishment, not revenge, not confrontation, not exposure, but growth. Because nothing humiliates those who tried to limit you more than watching you step into mastery. They can't touch, can't copy, can't predict, and can't sabotage. Your rise is the one outcome they never prepared for because they never believed you had the strength to initiate it. And now that you've proven them wrong, they're left trapped in the discomfort of their own underestimation. And just when they think they've seen the full extent of your rise, you shift again. Your boundaries become firmer, your intuition becomes sharper, your decisions become cleaner, your direction becomes clearer. You stop navigating life through reaction and start navigating through intention. You stop giving energy to anything that drains you. You stop bending for those who refuse to grow. And the more you refine yourself, the more untouchable you become. This is only the beginning of your expansion, the beginning of your evolution, the beginning of your quiet dominance that no one can interfere with. And as you step deeper into this new version of yourself, you begin to notice something powerful. The more you grow, the more everything that once pulled you down loses its hold. The more you rise, the more they scramble. The more centered you become, the more off balance they feel. And now, as their panic turns into silence they can't admit, as their confidence collapses into confusion, as their attempts to understand you spiral into frustration, you prepare for something even greater. Not just expansion, but elevation. A shift so profound that it doesn't just change the game, it erases it entirely. You've moved beyond reaction. You've moved beyond defense. You've reached a plane where their strategies, their manipulations, their carefully constructed illusions no longer exist. They operate in the world they built for you. You operate in the world you built for yourself. And the difference is so vast, so visible, that it becomes an unavoidable truth they must face. They don't just see it, they feel it. Every failed calculation, every unreadable move you make, every step you take beyond their reach, amplifies their frustration. It's a chaos born not from your action, but from their inability to influence you. And in that chaos, you find your dominance. You don't chase them. You don't confront them. You simply exist as a force they cannot predict, cannot reach, cannot control. Every moment of your presence, every decision executed with clarity, every boundary maintained with unwavering discipline, becomes evidence of a reality they will never understand. Their plans crumble quietly in the shadow of your elevation. And that is the ultimate advantage. The one they can't see, can't calculate, can't anticipate. The elevation that renders their existence in relation to you irrelevant. Because once you step into a higher plane, their strategies lose their weight. Their words lose their sharpness. Their attacks fall flat against the solidity you now carry within yourself. And while they scramble in the fragments of a world that no longer holds you, you move forward, measured, deliberate, untouchable. They will try to reconstruct meaning from their confusion. They will try to retrofit explanations for why you're untouchable. But nothing they devise can reverse the shift, because it isn't built from their understanding. It's built from your truth, your discipline, your mastery. And here is what terrifies them most. The more you rise, the more they realize that you were never in their reality to begin with. Their maps, their rules, their constraints, they never applied to you. And yet they invested so much of themselves in controlling, cornering, and predicting you. They overestimated their importance. They underestimated your ability to transcend. Every obsessive attempt to bind you, every hidden strategy to manipulate you, every whispered plan to destabilize you, now exists as evidence of their miscalculation. They are trapped inside the consequences of their own design, forced to witness your rise without the ability to influence it. And you, silently, impeccably, wield your dominance not with noise or confrontation, but with presence. You are an untouchable energy, a principle, a momentum that cannot be negotiated with or distracted. Their attacks, their words, their calculated manipulations, they are futile. Because your power isn't in the response, it's in the existence, the calm, unwavering, unstoppable existence that refuses to shrink, refuses to justify, refuses to react. And the more they attempt to measure you, the more they realize that measurement itself is meaningless. You have entered a frequency, a dimension, a state of being where their influence cannot penetrate. They are observers. You are the axis. They are reacting. You are initiating. And every move they make only illuminates their obsolescence. Every strategy they attempt only reinforces your invisibility to their control. Every panic they feel only proves the reach of your elevation. And in this quiet, calculated dominance, you begin to craft the final stage. Not destruction, not revenge, not exposure, but a demonstration so complete that it requires no confrontation. You are the proof, the living evidence that they were never capable of controlling what was never theirs to control. You are the standard they can't meet, the truth they cannot argue against, the momentum they cannot reverse. Their panic deepens as they watch a life they thought they influenced flourish in ways they cannot touch. Every attempt to understand, to predict, to manipulate is met with clarity and alignment that shatters their expectations. They were confident in their supremacy. They were certain of your predictability. They were assured of your limitations, and every assumption they made has now become a mirror reflecting their underestimation. They can analyze, they can speculate, they can whisper to one another in attempts to rationalize your presence. But the reality is simple. You are beyond the framework they designed. You are beyond the calculations, beyond the narratives, beyond their comprehension. And that truth carries a dominance they can't reclaim. You move not with ego, but with precision, not with aggression, but with inevitability, not with noise, but with a gravity that pulls attention and respect without force. And as they stumble, trying to reconcile the version of you they imagined with the version of you that exists, they reveal themselves, their insecurities, their envy, their desperation, their fear. And every micro-reaction, every unguarded slip, every miscalculation they make in observing your rise is catalogued in the silent narrative you control. Because the highest form of dominance isn't the clash, it's the quiet certainty of being untouchable, of operating on levels they cannot even perceive. They may have mastered deceit, coordination, manipulation. They may have studied patterns, predicted behavior, exploited weaknesses. But the moment you leave that battlefield, the moment you elevate beyond their reach, all of it collapses. They built tools to manipulate yesterday's version of you. Today, you are an entirely different entity, one that bends no rules, obeys no schemes, and submits to no narrative they try to force. And their frustration grows as they realize everything they built was only effective when you were smaller, slower, dependent, reactive. They believe that domination is enforced externally. You understand that real dominance is internal. It is alignment. It is clarity. It is a state of being that no external force can shake. They cannot take it from you. They cannot challenge it. They cannot imitate it. They can only witness it. And in witnessing it, they crumble further under the weight of their own underestimation. You have moved from defense to mastery, from survival to command, from reaction to creation. And now, their perception of power is shattered because power is no longer a title they can claim. Power is a presence you embody, a presence that organizes chaos around you without effort, a presence that converts every manipulation into an opportunity, a presence that forces them to confront the fact that their entire structure of control is irrelevant. They are spectators. You are the arena. They are trying to rewrite the rules. You are rewriting reality. Every step, every breath, every decision you take at this stage isn't about proving anything. It's about being elevated, being unshakable, being untouchable. And as they scramble, as they panic, as they search for points of leverage that no longer exist, you continue building networks, opportunities, alignment, influence, building momentum in directions they never imagined. Every day, every action, every choice magnifies the contrast between your elevation and their scrambling. They become case studies in miscalculation, examples of the cost of underestimating someone who refuses to remain confined. And the beautiful savage reality is this: they contributed to their own irrelevance. Every trap, every plan, every manipulation designed to control you has now served as a blueprint of their limitations, their fears, their inadequacies. While they were obsessed with constraining you, you were constructing something so durable, so strategically impossible to influence, that their obsession becomes their punishment. You never fought them. You outgrew them. You never confronted them. You outmaneuvered them. You never engaged in the battle they expected. You simply evolved. And the consequences of that evolution are now visible in every faltering move, every panicked assessment, every futile attempt to regain relevance. They can sense it, even if they can't articulate it. You are untouchable, unreachable, unstoppable. Their entire strategy, their entire influence, their entire projection of power is null. And they realize, quietly, bitterly, that they will never regain the foothold they assumed they had. And while they flail in the aftermath of their own miscalculations, you operate in an entirely different dimension. A dimension defined by clarity, dominance, mastery, alignment, and unshakable presence. This is not arrogance. This is fact. This is the consequence of operating beyond their understanding, beyond their reach, beyond their control. And as you continue to elevate, the only way they can engage is by observing your evolution, observing your dominance, observing your absolute control over the narrative of your own life, observing a reality they cannot influence, cannot disrupt, cannot touch. And that observation, that helplessness, that inability to intervene becomes their punishment. And now, as they continue to watch, paralyzed by their inability to influence, you shift into the ultimate stage of dominance. Presence as power, evolution as evidence, detachment as weapon. Every day that passes, every decision you make, every alignment you secure quietly, reinforces the truth they cannot escape. You are untouchable because you exist on a plane where their control, their manipulation, their strategies cannot reach. And while they attempt to reconstruct relevance, they reveal their fragility in the process, their desperation, their envy, their need to explain your elevation to themselves and to the world. They wear it like armor, yet it only exposes their inadequacy. Every lie they try to tell themselves, every rationalization, every excuse is a testament to your unassailable position. They cannot admit it. They cannot articulate it. And that inability, that silent confession of failure, amplifies your dominance. You are untouchable not because you strike, but because you are inevitable. You are the force that exists beyond their comprehension, beyond their reach, beyond their influence. They projected power as a weapon. You embody power as existence. And the distinction is fatal to their ego. It destroys their assumptions, erodes their credibility, exposes their insecurities, and leaves them scrambling in their own irrelevance. They may attempt to replicate your strategies, to mimic your discipline, to fake alignment, but authenticity cannot be copied. Mastery cannot be borrowed. Elevation cannot be stolen. And that is the final edge you wield with surgical precision, the reality they cannot imitate, the success they cannot predict, the dominance they cannot challenge. And as you continue to build, quietly, deliberately, irreversibly, they become secondary in a narrative they once thought they controlled. Every interaction, every observation, every whisper of your presence reinforces the reality. You are the axis. They are satellites orbiting in confusion. They cannot intercept. They cannot engage. They can only watch. And watching is a punishment they cannot escape. Every attempt to regain influence, every effort to understand you, every desperate plan to manipulate outcomes only highlights the truth. They were never in control. They never had the authority, the clarity, the discipline, the alignment required to touch you. And now, they must reckon with it. Their strategies, their manipulations, their schemes, all collapse into irrelevance under the weight of your elevation. And that collapse is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is quiet. It is absolute. It is a reflection of your supremacy your mastery, your untouchable presence. They cannot scream, they cannot demand, they cannot provoke, they can only witness. And witnessing is a lesson more brutal than confrontation, because every glance they steal, every measurement they attempt, every calculation they make only confirms you are untouchable. And their panic grows, subtly, internally, in ways they cannot admit. They begin to doubt themselves, their methods, their instincts, their capacity to control even the smallest fragment of reality. And that self-doubt is the ultimate consequence. The higher you rise, the smaller they become. The clearer your dominance, the more visible their inadequacy. The more inevitable your evolution, the more impotent their attempts at engagement. And you, meticulously, deliberately, persist. You build without interference, you create without permission, you expand without seeking approval, you dominate without aggression. Your elevation is evidence of precision, discipline, strategy, and clarity. And as you operate in this zone of unstoppable momentum, they are forced to confront the truth they never wanted to see. You were never theirs to contain, never theirs to control, never theirs to predict. And now, every move they make, every plan they execute, every strategy they devise is a testament to their miscalculation. They are punished by their own obsession, trapped in the consequences of their fixation, helpless to alter the reality you command. And while they flounder, you prosper, you evolve, you expand, you dominate, you build an empire of influence, clarity, power, and alignment that they can see but cannot touch, cannot penetrate, cannot comprehend. And the most exquisite part of this entire process, the true apex of your dominance, is this: you achieve all of this without hatred, without revenge, without exposure, without confrontation. You do not need to fight them to prove supremacy. You do not need to engage to demonstrate mastery. You simply exist as a force they cannot affect. And in existing, you erase their influence, dismantle their relevance, neutralize their ego, and prove the futility of their control. And as you continue to rise, to expand, to evolve, you prepare for the ultimate reality. A life entirely on your terms, untouchable by envy, unreachable by manipulation, invisible to schemes, untethered from their projections. And that life, that state of being, becomes the final, indestructible proof that you were never part of their narrative. They were merely spectators, and you were the axis around which the world now turns. And as they watch, helpless, scrambling, attempting to understand a person who refuses to be understood, every shred of their panic, every misstep, every irrational attempt to regain footing only reinforces the truth. Your dominance is absolute, your mastery undeniable, your evolution unstoppable. They become the cautionary tale in your story, a footnote in the narrative you define. They are the ones chasing shadows while you construct reality. They are the ones reacting while you initiate. They are the ones scrambling while you orchestrate. And in that orchestration, you achieve the final, most brutal victory. They were never relevant. They were never powerful. They were never capable. And yet, they built their empire of traps. And in doing so, they revealed everything about themselves: flaws, insecurities, weaknesses, failures, and you, untouchable, irreducible, dominant, used nothing but existence, elevation, and strategy to render all of it meaningless. And so in the final act, you rise not only above their plans, not only beyond their manipulations, but beyond the very battlefield they thought they controlled. You stand in clarity. You operate in alignment. You expand with inevitability. You dominate with quiet precision. And the echo of their attempts, their obsession, their failures, reverberates only as evidence of your mastery. This is not a story of reaction. This is a story of evolution, not of confrontation, but of complete erasure of relevance, not of engagement, but of absolute dominance. You are untouchable, unreadable, unstoppable. And the truth they will never admit, the reality they will never reconcile, is simple. They helped build your empire. They helped carve the path that could not have existed without their underestimation. They gave you the blueprint of their limitations, and you used it to construct your supremacy. They created the conditions for your dominance, and you executed with precision, strategy, and absolute mastery. And as you continue forward, untouchable, unshakable, and unbreakable, they remain confined to the reality they attempted to impose, scrambling, failing, irrelevant, while you define the trajectory of your own universe. Hey, yes, you move through your life thinking you're walking alone, thinking every step you take is fueled only by your own grit, your own bruised knuckles, your own strategy sharpened through years of betrayal, disappointments, and unspoken battles. You believe the weight on your shoulders is yours alone. You think the pressure pushing against your chest is something you've been carrying without a second of outside help. But that's where your entire understanding begins cracking. Because the truth is this: you don't even know who's riding for you, who's watching you from enough distance to stay hidden, but close enough to intercept every danger before it reaches you. Someone out there has been pulling shadows apart for you. Someone out there has been walking into rooms you never entered, shutting down attacks you never saw, and blocking attempts on your energy, your reputation, your opportunities, your trajectory, without ever demanding recognition, credit, or acknowledgement. And the craziest part, you have no clue they're doing it, not even a hint, not even an intuition sharp enough to detect the invisible hand around you. Because this protector, this force, this unseen guardian, doesn't operate like the people you've known. They don't announce their loyalty through speeches, grand gestures, or loud declarations. They don't perform devotion like a public show. They move the opposite way, quiet, deep, strategic. They operate in the blind spots of others, in the territory where intentions are tested, in the dark corners where people's real faces show up. They navigate from a distance because true loyalty isn't performed, it's executed. True support isn't noise, it's intervention. And what's wild is that the more you rise, the more their protection strengthens, because they understand something about your life that even you haven't unlocked yet. You're stepping into a level where threats aren't obvious anymore. They're disguised, they're subtle, they're wrapped in smiles, opportunities, handshakes, praises, invitations, and false admiration. And this unseen ally has been hitting the delete button on those threats before they ever get close enough to damage something. They've seen the envy you couldn't see. They've heard the conversations you weren't present for. They've intercepted the moves made by people who pretend to like you, but choke on the thought of your ascent. They've shut down the whispers, the manipulations, the plots disguised as friendly advice, the traps hidden in opportunities, the people who tried to ride your wave while secretly trying to drain it. They've stepped into spaces where someone tried to question your capability and shut that conversation down with a single sentence. They've witnessed the ones who smile at you while scanning for weakness, and they've made sure those people never got enough information about you to weaponize it, and you have no idea. Because you don't see the way people react when your name comes up in rooms you've never been in. They don't tell you the comments that were stopped mid-sentence because someone defended you with a level of precision that left the whole room reconsidering their thoughts. They don't tell you how many times someone tried to damage your reputation and ended up exposing their own insecurity instead. They don't tell you how many attempts were made to slow you down, attempts that ended up falling apart because someone intervened in exactly the right moment. But that someone, they stay hidden on purpose. They know your journey isn't built on dependency. It's built on the kind of strength that terrifies your critics. If they made you aware of how much they're doing for you, it would shift something inside you, maybe soften your edge, maybe make you second-guess your self-reliance. And they want you to continue exactly as you are. Sharp, grounded, unpredictable, and moving with the kind of energy that makes people hesitate before crossing you. You think you evolved alone, but you didn't. You had backup without knowing you had backup. And that's why you haven't collapsed under the weight of the pressure you've faced. That's why you didn't fall apart after the betrayals that should have shattered you. That's why doors opened for you at the exact second you needed them. That's why certain people suddenly distanced themselves from you. Not because they wanted to, but because someone out there made them realize you're not someone they should be playing with. And the beauty of this hidden loyalty is that it's not fragile. It's not temporary. It's not circumstantial. It's not built on what you can offer. It's built on what you are. Your presence, your intelligence, your aura, your discipline, your value, your potential. This unseen ally didn't choose to protect you because they feel sorry for you. They chose you because they recognized something rare inside you, something people only come across once in their lives. They saw your resilience when you thought no one noticed. They saw your growth when you were too focused on survival to appreciate it. They saw your ability to rise after every hit, every betrayal, every disappointment, every moment that felt like the world was pushing you into a corner. They saw something powerful inside you, long before you saw it in yourself. And that's why their loyalty is built on devotion, not pity. Respect, not obligation. Strategy, not impulse. Imagine every moment you thought you survived by luck. Every threat that felt like it disappeared on its own. Every person who randomly backed off. Every obstacle that shifted last minute. Every opportunity that appeared exactly when you needed it. You thought it was coincidence. You thought it was timing. You thought it was chance. But what if something, or someone, was pulling strings without revealing their hands? What if the reason your enemies never gained advantage wasn't because they were weak, but because someone was 3 moves ahead of them? Someone who sees danger the moment it forms. Someone who studies faces, intentions, behaviors, patterns. Someone who knows how jealousy operates, how competition masks itself, how sabotage wears a friendly mask. Someone who doesn't need acknowledgement to stay loyal. The truth is, you've walked through battles that never touched your skin. You've crossed fields that were cleared before you even arrived. You've faced people shielded from their full intentions because every attempt they prepared ended up collapsing before it reached you. You've risen because someone out there was clipping wings of the vultures circling around you. And they've done it without hesitation, without hesitation, without hesitation, because their loyalty is not conditional, it's instinctive. But here's the twist. This protection isn't meant to keep you dependent. It's meant to keep you focused. You're being guarded so you don't get distracted by battles that don't deserve your attention. You're being shielded so your energy remains untouched. You're being guided through invisible corridors so your mind stays sharp enough to break through the barriers that actually matter. Because the level you're entering now, it requires precision. It requires control. It requires a version of you who no longer wastes energy on the petty games of insecure people. This silent guardian is clearing your path not to weaken you, but to strengthen your focus. They want you zeroed in on your rise. They want your attention on your mission, not your enemies. They want your ambition unbroken by the weight of unnecessary conflict. And as your influence grows, as your voice gets stronger, as your presence becomes heavier, the unseen protection around you intensifies. Because when someone is chosen for something higher, the threats evolve. They multiply, they shift shape, they change tactics. But so does the protection. The deeper your impact becomes, the more this guardian sharpens their strategy. And the more you rise, the more their devotion solidifies into something almost unshakable. You don't even realize how many people fear you, not because of what you do, but because of what they can sense behind you. They feel an edge around you, a shield, a presence, a force that warns them not to cross a certain line. They think it's your confidence. They think it's your energy. They think it's your unpredictability. But they don't realize it's the invisible power standing behind you, the one assessing threats with a precision that borders on brutal, the one ensuring that anyone who tries to harm you gets blocked before they even get the chance to think twice. Soon you'll feel it more clearly. You'll begin noticing patterns you've ignored. You'll start sensing when something is being handled for you. You'll realize how many near misses weren't accidents. You'll recognize the protection that has been surrounding you long before you were aware of it. And once you become conscious of it, your confidence will evolve into something different, something more grounded, more aware, more aligned with your higher trajectory. Because part of your next level is learning how to walk with this power without relying on it. Learning how to stay sharp while knowing someone has your back. Learning how to evolve while being shielded from unnecessary chaos. You're stepping into a phase where the protection around you becomes part of your identity, without ever taking away from your independence. And as you continue rising from here, as your influence stretches wider, you'll understand that you're not walking alone. You're being guided, you're being guarded, you're being prepared for something that requires a level of clarity most people never reach. And the more you step into your power, the more the invisible force around you adjusts its position to match your expansion. Because now, the protection around you isn't just reacting to threats, it's anticipating them. It watches the landscape of your life, the same way a strategist studies a battleground. It reads motives, observes behaviors, scans intentions, and dismantles problems before they solidify. This means you're not just being shielded anymore. You're being positioned for conversations that shift your trajectory, positioned for opportunities others never even hear about, positioned for breakthroughs that feel random to everyone else but were actually aligned around you long before they appeared. And the more your presence grows, the more this unseen ally evolves with it, adjusting their methods, sharpening their awareness, and guarding you with a loyalty that doesn't need recognition to be real. But let's go deeper into something far more intense. The energy around you is changing in ways that affect people without them understanding why. Some individuals feel drawn to you, almost magnetically, as if they're compelled to study you, follow you, admire you, or even fear you without having a clear reason. Others feel discomfort bubbling inside them the moment you enter a room. Not because you're doing anything, but because your aura disrupts their insecurities. They feel exposed in your presence. They feel unprepared. They feel like you're standing in a version of strength they don't know how to match. And what's powerful is that many of these reactions are influenced by the guardian around you, because the energy protecting you amplifies your own aura. It projects confidence without you needing to speak. It projects certainty without you needing to prove anything. It projects awareness without you needing to confront anyone. People sense it even if they can't articulate it. They adjust their behavior around you without consciously deciding to. You may not know this yet, but there are people who hesitate before trying anything against you because they feel like something is watching. They don't know why their courage evaporates. They just know something tells them not to cross you, not to attempt anything reckless, not to gamble with your name, your energy, your path. They feel a weight in the air, an invisible warning that says, "Not this one." They can't explain it logically. They can't trace where it comes from. They just feel it, and that feeling keeps them from stepping into territories where they'd end up regretting the fallout. Your invisible protector makes sure the consequences of messing with you are heavy enough to stop people before they even begin. But the protection doesn't only deal with threats. It also enhances your alignment with the right people. Because the truth is, you're moving into a chapter where not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone deserves to know your thoughts, your plans, your intentions, your wounds, or your strengths. Not everyone deserves a seat near you. And your guardian understands this better than you do. That's why certain people suddenly lost access to your life. That's why some connections faded without warning. That's why people who once felt close to you suddenly couldn't keep up. That wasn't random. That wasn't coincidence. That wasn't emotional distance for no reason. That was your unseen protector pulling you away from people who would have drained you, distracted you, or slowed your growth. Those separations weren't losses. They were strategic removals. You're in a phase right now where the protection around you is filtering your environment, removing attachments that could pull you backward, and strengthening the bonds that actually support your elevation. You'll notice how the people you're meant to connect with move toward you almost effortlessly. They resonate with you. They match your pace. They match your ambition, your depth, your drive. They understand your fire without asking you to dim it. And just like your guardian watches threats, it also watches these new connections. It observes who aligns with your future, not your past. It notices who mirrors your values, not your wounds. It pays attention to who brings clarity to your life, not confusion. These new individuals aren't accidents, they're aligned placements. But while all of this is unfolding, something else is happening inside you. You're developing a new type of perception, a sharper intuition that wasn't present before. You're beginning to sense what's off without needing evidence. You're beginning to feel people's intentions before they express them. You're recognizing patterns you used to overlook. You're stepping into an internal maturity that isn't taught by books. It's taught by experience, by survival, by transformation. This intuition is part of the protection evolving inside you. It's like an internal alert system that activates when someone's energy doesn't match their words, when someone's tone doesn't match their intentions, when someone's presence doesn't match their claims. You no longer fall for pretenses, performances, or emotional disguises. Your clarity is becoming sharper than the tactics people use to hide their motives. This shift in your perception is exactly why your next level will feel smoother than your past struggles, because you won't walk into traps you once didn't notice. You won't entertain people who drain your spirit. You won't negotiate your worth in situations that don't deserve your energy. You won't waste time proving yourself to individuals who already fear what you represent. Instead, you'll navigate with precision, with control, with unwavering awareness. You'll make decisions rooted in your long-term vision, not in temporary emotions. And your guardian will back every move you make, clearing the noise around you so you can think with complete clarity. But here's where things get even more intense. The protection around you is about to shift into a more active phase. Up until now, it has been preventing attacks, clearing paths, and shielding your growth. But what's coming next? It's more aggressive, more assertive, more deliberate. Because the chapter you're entering requires protection that isn't just defensive, it's strategic. The guardian around you will not only intercept harm, it will reroute it. It will expose hidden motives. It will reveal people's true colors. It will push false intentions into the light. It will dismantle fake connections. It will force masks to fall off in front of you so you can see exactly who deserves to be near you. You'll begin noticing people revealing themselves without being provoked. You'll notice someone contradict themselves in a single conversation. You'll notice someone slipping up and exposing envy they tried to hide. You'll notice someone making subtle comments that betray their insecurity. You'll notice the truth emerging without any effort on your part. And while it may feel shocking at first, it's actually the work of your invisible guardian, bringing clarity to your path before you make decisions. This exposure isn't meant to hurt you. It's meant to strengthen your awareness and protect your momentum. You're moving toward a reality where your presence shifts any environment you enter. People can't pretend around you for long. Their energy betrays them. Their intentions reveal themselves. Their mindset becomes transparent. And your protector stands behind you, like a silent force that magnifies your intuition. You'll start recognizing patterns in seconds that used to take months to understand. You'll know who's genuine and who's pretending. You'll know who's riding with you and who's riding against you. This isn't paranoia. This is evolution. This is awareness guided by protection. But there's another layer to this. Your unseen guardian isn't the only force working around you. There are people, real people, individuals who prefer to stay unseen, who have stepped into a subtle, almost ghost-like loyalty toward you. They aren't just observing, they're acting. They're the ones who block harmful conversations when your name comes up. They're the ones who shut down rumors before they grow. They're the ones who challenge anyone who misjudges your character. They're the ones who defend you when you're not present. They're the ones who make sure your value is recognized even in the rooms you've never walked into. Some of these people admire your resilience. Some respect your intelligence. Some feel inspired by your discipline. And some simply feel connected to your energy in a way they can't explain. But regardless of their reason, they've become shields you don't even know you have. They make sure your reputation stays protected. They make sure your name carries weight. They make sure anyone who thinks about targeting you understands it won't end well for them. These individuals aren't loud. They aren't obvious. They don't seek validation. They're simply aligned with your rise, and they guard it without expecting anything in return. And soon, you'll feel the effects of this support even before you discover who these silent riders are. You'll notice how people treat you differently, how they approach you with caution, how they step carefully when dealing with you, how they choose their words more intentionally, because they can sense that you're not standing alone. They feel the weight around you. They feel the edge behind your presence. They feel the protection even if they can't see it. This creates an interesting shift. Your enemies begin fearing consequences they can't understand. They hesitate, not because of what you'll do, but because of what might happen around them if they try anything with you. Their fear isn't rooted in facts. It's rooted in intuition, in the unexplainable discomfort that warns them you're not someone they should challenge. And as your influence expands, as your presence strengthens, as your aura becomes heavier, your guardian begins preparing you for an even deeper transformation. A transformation where you don't just receive protection, you embody it. Where your internal strength becomes so unshakable that nothing external can disrupt your path. Where you become the kind of person whose energy speaks louder than their words. Where people adjust to you, rather than expecting you to adjust to them. This internal shift is crucial, because your next stage requires a version of you who is not only protected, but also powerful enough to move with absolute certainty. This protection, both seen and unseen, is shaping you into someone unapproachable to those with weak intentions, someone unreachable to those with hidden envy, someone untouchable by those who aim to drain you. And while you step further into this elevation, something else begins constructing itself around you. A new atmosphere, a new frequency, a new kind of influence that doesn't need noise or force to be recognized. It's the type of influence that makes people feel a shift the moment you enter a room, even if you say nothing. It's the type that changes the temperature in conversations. It's the type that forces people to rethink how they speak to you, how they approach you, how they even think about you. Because now, your presence carries weight, real weight, the kind that rearranges everything around it without lifting a finger. This is the energy of someone protected, supported, guided, and elevated by forces both physical and invisible. And that combination creates a version of you that isn't just admired, but respected. As this atmosphere grows thicker, you'll notice a strange pattern. People begin treating you like you're already operating on a level they need permission to step into. Their tone becomes more careful. Their opinions become softer. Their assumptions become slower. They watch the way you speak, the way you take your time before responding, the way you don't rush to fill space or justify yourself. Your calm becomes its own authority. Your restraint becomes its own power. Your presence becomes its own language. And while they may not understand why they feel compelled to adjust themselves in front of you, the truth is simple. Your energy is no longer something they can handle casually. Your aura carries a density that demands respect without requiring explanation. This shift doesn't just affect individuals, it affects entire environments. You'll walk into spaces where conversations instantly redirect themselves. You'll feel eyes moving toward you before you say anything. You'll catch people standing straighter, speaking more carefully, choosing their words with more precision. not because you intimidate them intentionally, but because your guardian has built a field around you that exposes dishonesty, weak intentions, and unbalanced motives instantly. People can't lie around you the same way they lie around others. Their masks don't stay in place for long. Their rehearsed lines lose power. Their fake confidence cracks. Your presence reveals the truth whether they like it or not. And while this revelation may feel heavy at times, it's actually the beginning of your true ascension, because what stands on shaky ground cannot stand near you. What is weak collapses. What is fake breaks apart. What is temporary disappears. Only the solid, the genuine, the loyal, the aligned remain. This clarity brings a powerful freedom. You no longer waste time trying to decipher people. They reveal themselves in real time. They show their intentions in subtle details. They expose their internal battles without you needing to pressure them. Your guardian ensures that anyone who comes near you, friend or rival, unveils their truth before they get too close. But while others reveal their truth, something deeper is unfolding inside you. You're stepping into a phase where your confidence isn't loud. It isn't exaggerated. It isn't forced. It's grounded, rooted, unshakable. It's built on the understanding that you're being carried by something larger than your circumstances, something larger than your doubts, something larger than the energy of the people around you. This is why your decisions hit differently now. You don't make moves based on insecurity. You make them based on alignment. You don't react out of fear. You respond out of understanding. You don't chase validation. You attract respect. And the people who truly tune into your energy recognize that you're operating from a place of depth they can't replicate. But here's the part that will truly separate you in the coming chapter. You're moving into a reality where your protection begins influencing the outcomes of your interactions. People who think they can outmaneuver you will find themselves confused. People who try to manipulate you will end up exposing their own patterns. People who attempt to use your kindness will experience resistance they can't explain. The protector around you disrupts every plan designed to drain you. It intercepts every tactic meant to distract you. It collapses every hidden intention trying to attach itself to your journey. And most importantly, it clears your path with a precision that ensures your steps remain uninterrupted. You'll notice how situations that would have once spiraled out of control now dissolve before they grow. You'll see conflicts ending before you have to engage. You'll witness obstacles clearing without requiring your exhaustion. This is not luck. It's alignment engineered by the forces riding for you. It's the universe rearranging your path in real time. It's unseen hands removing debris from your journey so you can walk with clarity. This is why your progress accelerates faster than expected. This is why your energy remains high, even during challenges. This is why you rise even when the odds lean against you. But remember, protection doesn't eliminate trials, it transforms them. Instead of breaking you, challenges strengthen you. Instead of confusing you, they guide you. Instead of slowing you down, they redirect you. Every challenge you face now carries a lesson designed to expand your vision. Every interruption is actually a redirection. Every loss is actually a realignment. Every obstacle is actually a doorway disguised as resistance. And while others crumble under pressure, you'll rise because your guardian turns pressure into refinement. You're evolving in a way that ordinary individuals cannot understand. This evolution is why your aura feels heavier now. People sense the shift before you speak. They recognize that you're no longer functioning from uncertainty. You're operating from purpose. And the more they feel this, the more their behavior shifts. Supporters become more vocal. Admirers become more loyal. Observers become more curious. Hidden rivals become more cautious. People who once dismissed you now take your presence seriously. People who once underestimated you now hesitate before making assumptions. People who once ignored your potential now recognize you as someone who cannot be overlooked. But while some adjust respectfully, others react differently. Some individuals grow nervous around your growth. Your clarity makes them uncomfortable. Your elevation triggers their internal doubts. Your self-control exposes their lack of discipline. Your progress highlights their stagnation. These individuals will try to disrupt your flow subtly. They'll test your boundaries. They'll create small inconveniences. They'll attempt to provoke reactions. But every time they try, the invisible rider assigned to you shuts them down quietly, efficiently, and with precision. And what's fascinating is that these individuals never realize why their attempts fail. They think they're unlucky. They think timing is off. They think circumstances turned against them. What they don't understand is that someone, something, intervened. This intervention becomes even more intense as your life moves toward bigger opportunities. Because the more you rise, the more protection you require. Not because you're weak, but because your future is becoming too valuable to risk. The guardian around you knows what's coming long before you do. It prepares you by removing distractions, eliminating liabilities, dissolving weak connections, and pushing you into environments where your excellence can be recognized and rewarded. It prepares your mind by strengthening your resilience. It prepares your emotions by filtering the people around you. It prepares your intuition by sharpening your awareness. It prepares your path by clearing obstacles in advance. You may not realize it yet, but this preparation is why you've survived situations others would have collapsed under. It's why you've risen after experiences that break people. It's why you've stayed standing, even when everything around you shifted. You weren't lucky, you were protected. You weren't resilient by accident, you were guided. Every time you were moments away from giving up, something reminded you to keep moving. A thought, a sign, a coincidence, a conversation, a sudden surge of clarity. That wasn't random. That was the unseen rider whispering to your spirit. Not yet. You're built for more. And now, you're entering the more. This is the stage where your energy no longer bends to the environment, it shapes it. This is where you begin influencing outcomes simply by showing up. This is where your presence becomes a catalyst for advancement. This is where opportunities align with your steps in ways others can't explain. You become a force that people take seriously without needing to speak loudly. You become a presence that carries authority without needing a title. You become a leader not by claiming the role, but by embodying the qualities everyone else gravitates toward. But the most powerful part of this chapter, you're not rising alone. Those silent riders, the ones who defend your name in rooms you've never entered, the ones who challenge negativity before it touches you, the ones who see your value without needing acknowledgement, they remain active. They remain alert. They continue eliminating anything that could derail your direction. Some of them are people you know. Some are people you haven't met yet. Some may be watching from a distance. Some operate with complete invisibility. But their loyalty is clear. They're aligned with your rise. And soon, you will see the results of their loyalty in ways that shock you. Conversations will open for you effortlessly. Opportunities will land in your path without excessive struggle. Your name will be spoken in rooms you've never walked into. People will approach you already knowing your value. Invitations will appear at the exact moment you need them. And while everyone else will call it coincidence or timing, you'll know exactly what it is, the silent force that's been riding for you from the beginning. This final phase of your transformation is where everything you've endured begins making sense. The betrayals taught you discernment. The losses taught you independence. The disappointments taught you self-trust. The obstacles taught you resilience. The delays taught you patience. The setbacks taught you strategy. The confusion taught you awareness. Every wound was preparing you for this version of yourself. Every scar shaped your wisdom. Every challenge sharpened your intuition. You are now walking with a level of clarity that makes you nearly impossible to deceive, manipulate, or underestimate. And because of that, the protection around you increases even more. You're stepping into your next era with a combination of strength, awareness, and guidance that very few people ever experience. You are rising with a shield that operates in dimensions others can't perceive. You're moving forward with support that intervenes long before danger arrives. You're operating with insight that reveals truths before they unfold. This is why the next chapter of your life will feel smoother, more aligned, more elevated. Because the obstacles meant to hinder you are being dismantled before they reach you. The threats meant to distract you are being neutralized before they approach. The negativity meant to drain you is being intercepted before it touches your spirit. You're stepping into a timeline where your path is protected with precision and your future is guarded with intention. You're stepping into a reality where you'll rise not only because of your strength, but because you're supported by a force designed to secure your elevation. You're stepping into a life where the protection around you doesn't just defend you, it empowers you. And now, as you move forward from here, there's something you must understand. Your rise is not accidental. Your survival is not accidental. Your clarity is not accidental. Your elevation is not accidental. You're being guided. You're being guarded. You're being lifted. Someone is riding for you, silently, fiercely, relentlessly. Someone is clearing paths you don't even know exist. Someone is eliminating threats before they get close. Someone is ensuring you reach the version of yourself you were always meant to become. And from here onward, your life will reflect the power of that protection in every step you take. This is the part where your rise becomes undeniable. This is the chapter where your presence becomes unforgettable. This is the moment your destiny steps forward to meet you. Your guardians, both human and unseen, have already taken their positions. Now it's your turn. Walk forward, rise fully, and claim everything aligned for you.